wrestling fans, I'm going to be honest with you. Got some pretty big news and rumors for you. 3 to be exact. All involving WrestleMania season. And, we really are. And I know WWE likes to say that WrestleMania season doesn't start until the Royal Rumble. But if you really look at it, and you really look at how it feels on TV, we really are in WrestleMania season. Brock Lesnar's back. And we got first time ever, a big time matchup at the Royal Rumble. One that we really don't know if we'll ever see again in Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley. You got Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, which, we've seen before, but they always put on a good matchup. And we're going to see it again at the Royal Rumble. Promises to be a good contest. And we're going to discuss a lot of things today, wrestling fans, including WWE thinking about changing the Elimination Chamber event name, guys. That plus WWE's Lita turning down a contract with AEW, what her involvement with WWE past the Royal Rumble is going to be. I'm going to give my thoughts on what that exactly could be. And I don't think it's going to be just a Saudi show. I don't think it's going to be that in-house show that we always see when WWE brings shows to Saudi Arabia. I don't think it's going to be just that, guys. So we're going to discuss that. And WWE already kind of teasing a little bit the Seth Rollins Big E contest. I do believe they already teasing a little bit that matchup. Could we see that at WrestleMania? I'm going to give my thoughts on it right here today because they showed it to us in a dark matchup. You can see it on YouTube because I saw it on YouTube. It was after Raw or SmackDown, one of the two. Look it up because it was when he announced that he was going to face Roman Reigns at the Royal Rumble. When Seth Rollins announced that, Big E came out and said that he could beat him and all that kind of stuff. So go and check that out as well, wrestling fans. Now, let's dive into these news and rumors. And guys, you all know what to do about subscribing and things of that nature, so we're not diving into any of that. Now, guys, Elimination Chamber. WWE, just hearing about this kind of makes my stomach twist a little bit. Kind of just puts a damper on the Elimination Chamber itself. I just want to throw that out there. Now, I'm not saying I have ever been a big fan of these gimmick pay-per-views as far as taking matches and then making them pay-per-views. 2 in particular, Hell in a Cell and Elimination Chamber. I've never been a fan of that because Hell in a Cell, that is a match that's supposed to end a rivalry. And not just some rinky-dink rivalry, not some rinky-dink feud. I'm talking about a hardcore rivalry, one that has been just, that we have been enjoying, one that's been outrageous. I'm talking about ones like Orton and Cena. I'm talking about ones like Mankind and Taker, things like that. Edge and Taker, you go back, you know which ones I'm talking about. You talk about Elimination Chamber. This is the type of match that's supposed to be that last niche effort, that last opportunity for a person to main event, get that last spot at WrestleMania to face a world champion, to main event, to headline the biggest event of the year in WWE. Or, in my estimation, if WWE is not going in that direction with the Elimination Chamber, and they have legit, actual general managers for Raw and SmackDown, this is the type of matchup that the general manager is going to put that champion through hell. Absolute just torture by sticking them in the chamber and making them defend that title against other opponents to see if they will survive on the road to WrestleMania, to see if they will actually headline the event. That's what the chamber, to me, has been used for, should be used for. Now, over the years, it has went from that to 2-3 chambers in one event, in one pay-per-view. It's went from that to the Intercontinental Championship in it, the tag team titles in it, JBL making fun of the tag teams in it, dangling from the Elimination Chamber. It's went from that to the having paddings on the chamber floor. It's went from that to all different types of stuff. I mean, the Elimination Chamber, okay, has lost a lot of its speciality. A lot of it. And I think a lot of us wrestling fans would agree with that. Now, according to Dave Meltzer, WWE is thinking about changing the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view name. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me when you hear this name? Okay? When I tell you this name, wrestling fans, you are going to even say, you might as well keep it Elimination Chamber. Alright? Because to me, all this is trying to stretch out and trying to carry on with the WrestleMania even more than you already do. Because WWE is thinking about changing the Elimination Chamber name to WrestleMania Chamber. Really? Really? To coin a phrase that The Miz used to use quite often. Really? Look, WrestleMania is used 2 nights. 2 nights. Outside of their usual access and all that stuff. It's used 2 nights. I do believe it was last year when they used WrestleMania Backlash. To me, it's always been just Backlash, and that's how I always will look at it. But they used WrestleMania for Backlash too. Now, wrestling fans, do they really need to stretch it out to WrestleMania Chamber? No. They can just change the pay-per-view name to something else. Keep the Elimination Chamber inside the pay-per-view. 1 chamber this time, wrestling fans. And make that Elimination Chamber mean something more than what they have used for it in the past. One of the 2 reasons that I just mentioned. You know, they actually have general managers So they could theoretically, if they don't want to use it as a last niche effort to get a number one contender for the WWE Championship or the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, they could use it for a vengeful boss to have a champion defend his title. They could. I know it probably won't be Brock Lesnar, because I don't see him dropping that WWE title at the Royal Rumble. But if Reigns wins, it could be Roman Reigns. If Rollins wins, I could see Seth Rollins defending it in the Elimination Chamber. Either way, wrestling fans, that could be something that I could see WWE doing. Now, I would rather see that last niche effort, because that would mean more, though, for the Elimination Chamber in my eyes. Y'all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Lita, wrestling fans, she turned down an offer for AEW. And before we continue, y'all remember to subscribe to the channel today. Hit that subscribe button. But Lita turned down an offer from AEW, wrestling fans. And if you ask me, this is going to go way past the Royal Rumble. It's going to go way past the show in Saudi Arabia. It just is. Guys, this is going to WrestleMania. Long-term booking, wrestling fans, this is going past, it's not going past WrestleMania, excuse me. This is going past the show in February. This is going to WrestleMania, excuse me. Long-term booking, wrestling fans, WrestleMania Night 1, I see it going Charlotte, Lita, possibly main eventing WrestleMania Night 1. If Seth Rollins and Big E does not main event WrestleMania Night 1, or if they do not combine both belts, okay, and they have the Royal Rumble winner and whoever is the champion, whoever he picks for night one, whoever he picks main event night 1, or however they put that together for WrestleMania. If they don't do something like that, I'm telling you, wrestling fans, Lita and Charlotte are main eventing night 1. All you gotta do is look at how they were building those two up for the Royal Rumble this past Friday. Lita getting the upper hand. I'm telling you, I bet Lita's the one that dumps Charlotte over that top rope onto the arena floor at the Royal Rumble. You're hearing it here on the channel. Telling you. I bet that's what happens. And finally, wrestling fans, finally, Seth Rollins and Big E. I would love for them to combine both belts. I'd love for them to do that. I've stated it. I've also stated on the channel that Seth Rollins, with who they have right now, it would either be Seth Rollins or Brock Lesnar would be the one that would beat Roman Reigns. And that out of the two, I would rather see Seth Rollins beat Roman Reigns. But I'm telling you, they teased those two facing each other later on down the road, because they face each other in a dark match after Raw or SmackDown, one of the two, when Seth Rollins beat Big E. And they put it on YouTube. Now, the only reason why they would put it on YouTube is because is because of a rival down the road. So if that's not an indication that Seth Rollins could win at the Royal Rumble, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. So, as I stated before, Seth Rollins beats Roman Reigns. It's going to make some people disappointed. Me, look, Roman Reigns is now the longest reigning Universal Champion in history. To me, it doesn't say too much because it's the Universal Championship, and the Universal title, when you really look at it, doesn't have that much prestige to it. It really doesn't, because he beat Brock Lesnar's record, and Brock Lesnar's record, he didn't do all that much with it because he was off TV a big part of the days that he got that record. So that doesn't say too much. I admit that Roman Reigns did a lot with the Universal title, and he has done more with this character than ever before with any other character, but it's with the Universal Championship. If it was with the WWE title, I would be a lot more praising being the longest reigning champion in history. I know that's virtually impossible, though, in this day and age. But wrestling fans, I definitely can see Roman Reigns losing at the Royal Rumble, judging by what I have seen on YouTube here as of late. I'm sorry to disappoint a lot of you with that news, but I'm getting out of here. Subscribe to the channel today, hit that bell button, and until I see you again, catch you on the other side.